Hi there everyone, in this video we'll try to perform an emergency recovery on a router using TFTP and ROMMON. Let's pick a router here and let's connect to it via console. Because in real world scenario you just don't click the router, you just either connect to it via physical or remote using SSH or Telnet and console if physical. Now let's try to connect this router to our TFTP server. And make sure that this server has an IP address. Gateway doesn't really matter here. And ensure that the FTP is on. Right. Now let's try to connect to our router. And you can see here that this router is currently operational. Let's copy its current flash image, Cisco IOS image. And then let's try to break this router and let's install the new one from our TFTP server. Then reload. Right, now we're inside in ROMMON, also known as ROM monitor. This is a separate mini operating system that is burned directly onto a physical microchip on the motherboard of the router. So we just need these details right here, the IP address that we need to set on the router, anything as long as it's part of the subnet. Like I said, default gateway here doesn't really matter, but since the ROMMON requires it, we just need to put anything. But as best practice, we can just copy the TFTP server's IP, and of course the file, the iOS file, and use this 2900. TFTP is just like an FTP in ultra basic way. Since FTP requires a username and password, this one does not. Now set this up, set keyword, double check everything, ensure that the spellings are correct, especially this file, IPs are correct, and then we issue the command tftp dnld. This command acts as a hardware override. It sends directly electrical signal to the physical motherboard controller. It forces the port to turn on and supply power to the link. Because as you can see, the link is currently off and the router is shut down before when we put it in here. So this command forces it to turn on. And also, aside from that, it will wipe out everything, the flash memory internally. Once done, let's just to reboot it. Just fast forward. And there you go. Fresh new iOS image. You can see here our iOS image from the TFTP, which is completely different from the old one. And this is fully operational. We can turn this on. Right, there you go. That's how you configure TFTP and ROMMON, emergency recovery.